One of the most important things that you need to have in place as a trader is some sort of philosophy. And whether you are a day trader or swing trader, and it doesn't matter what you're trading, whether it be stocks or Forex or futures or crypto, any of that stuff, you need to have some sort of trading philosophy. And I'm not saying that what I'm going to share with you here is the one that you need to have. I'm just going to share with you why these are important and how this one helps me. Perhaps you maybe suffer from or are tempted by some of the same things I am, maybe not. But regardless, either way, you need to have a philosophy out there that's the backbone of your trading. Now, some traders, I could see this being called a trading business plan or a trading statement and variations of that. But the whole idea here is you need to have a foundation from which everything is built upon. And mine, as I'm sure you saw from the title, $500 a day keeps the day job away. And I've put this in other video titles, and I'll say this sometimes in my live trades. And I get several questions on it, seeking out some clarification. So I want to just share a little bit more about what I mean by this and how it helps me out personally as a trader. And who knows, maybe it can help you out. So really at the core, question number one. So Clay, you need to make $500 a day. No, absolutely not. I don't believe in setting a set amount, because as soon as you set a set amount, then what tends to happen a lot, and I've heard this happen time and time again. I've been helping and guiding traders since 2013. But people have an amount. So let's just say it is $500. And let's just say for whatever reason, I'm at $460. Oh no, I'm not hitting my goal. Okay, let me go find something else, and then I need to just make $40. And then all of a sudden, poof, now they're up just $100 or something like that happens. So I don't like having in the, written in stone type goals, because then you introduce the potential temptations of, oh, well, I had a bad day because I didn't meet my goal. No, maybe there just weren't that many trading opportunities out there. And you did have a good day because you didn't force any trades or anything for the sake of some number. So no, I'm not trying to get $500 a day. That's not the goal, because like I said, for those reasons, that's just a little bit too risky. And I don't like having those temptations floated around out there. But the primary thing that my philosophy and that this saying does for me is all about one word: perspective. What do I mean by perspective? Well, I can only speak for myself. However, I get very tempted. I get very, I don't want to say distraught, but sometimes I just because you go on social media, you go on YouTube, you go on all these other places, and you see some really big numbers out there. And I'm not saying those people are faking anything. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not bad mouthing anybody, but you see some really big numbers. And for me, it's, I made $500. I made $400. I made $700. But look at that number. That's got like 2 commas in it. That's got 5 digits in it. And I just made $400. I just made $500. For me, that is a very big temptation. And I'll also be honest in the sense of, because I do have this YouTube channel, because I do run a business. Yeah, I have the temptation of, I would love to have some big old numbers out there so I can sit here and, I don't want to say brag, but just kind of throw out some big numbers. So that's a very real temptation for me. And even if I didn't have the business or anything like that, for me, it's kind of disheartening when I'm like, all right, good. I had a good solid day. Oh, wow. That person sure made a lot of money. And then all of a sudden I start to have these almost self-doubts in some ways where it's, are you even a good trader, Clay? Should you even trade? You did that, but then that other person did much more. And for me, it's just, However, how this helps me is, let's actually think about this. $500 a day, just generally speaking, breaks down to $2,500 per week. And then there's 52 weeks in a year. And then that breaks down to a total of, $130,000 for the year. Now, yes. Well, Clay, what about taxes? What about, that's all right. You're not wrong. But the idea here, the philosophy here is that helps me build perspective. Because let's think about this. Even if I just only get $500, $130,000 a year for sitting at home, for pressing buttons, for working maybe 90 minutes a day, because as far as my strategy and what I'm looking to do, I want to be done by 11 a.m. Eastern time, give or take, which is 90 minutes. Ideally, I'm done even way sooner than that. But $130,000, pressing buttons, sitting in my underwear, pajamas, 90 minutes a day from the comfort of my own home. You know what? That $500 actually looks pretty good. Good for that other person. They made a way bigger amount. But you know what? Considering the circumstances, considering the perspective, I'm happy with that. And that's good for me. That's good for my situation. And this is how it helps me out. It just kind of keeps me grounded in reality. And whenever I feel like maybe being disheartened or feel like maybe I'm second guessing things, it's, wait a second, Clay. Dude, you were pressing buttons online in your, bathrobe and you made $400 or $500 or $700. Be grateful for that. Don't be influenced by other people. And again, I'm not saying those people are doing anything wrong. I'm not saying they're doing anything fake. I'm just saying that I can sometimes be tempted by that. But this is what locks me down and kind of takes hold of me and pulls me back down to reality. And think about that from your situation. Now, maybe you have a full-time job, but let's say you have a full-time job and you're sitting there pressing buttons on a lunch break or a break, or I don't know, maybe you're going to the bathroom real quick to do something, you can pull out your phone. But we're going to think about that. And let's just say you make $50. Think about that. You just made $50 while at a job that's paying you already, or in any different circumstances. My point here and what this philosophy is and what maybe can help you is don't look at just one single day. Just look at it from more of a big picture. And $130,000 in a year, like I said, that's not too bad from a perspective standpoint. But I started with this and I'll end with this. Again, I'm not saying that I need to make $500 a day. I'm not saying that is my goal to make $500 a day. I don't believe in daily goals for the reasons already discussed. But when you kind of take a step back and run the numbers out for, again, not a day by day point of view, but from a big picture point of view, it's actually pretty crazy. And it makes me very grateful that, wow, this is possible. I am happy with that. So again, for those other people, congratulations, good for them. But for me, I'm going to stick with my philosophy is $500 a day keeps the day job away. So hopefully that can clarify, my philosophy. If you want to use it, that's fine. If it can help you out, if it can help you kind of fight off the temptations of feeling that you're not quite as good because you saw somebody else making a whole lot more money, then perfect. That's the whole goal here. Now, before I go, I'm very curious about this. So in the comment section below, do you have any sort of trading philosophy, trading business statement, trading kind of just goal, whatever I don't want to call it, but some sort of variation of a philosophy. I'd love to hear the way you approach the markets, the way you kind of keep yourself, build perspective and ground yourself in reality. So leave those in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to keep making more like this, then hit that like button. That's a very streamlined way to just communicate. Hey, Clay, thanks for doing these. Please keep doing them. So hit the like button and then also check out the channel as a whole and hopefully you decide to subscribe. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, get out there and form a trading philosophy. You're more than welcome to use this one, but even if you don't, remember, you gotta keep yourself grounded with logical and realistic perspective. Very, very important if you wanna have success in the markets. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I wanna invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.